Something tells me, regardless of how I phrase this, people are going to get angry. Oh well, it won't be the first time I've done it, right? Yo, what's up guys, the Insane Game Freak here to bring you, I don't even know what to call this. Technically all it is me kind of voicing an issue I have, but at the same time we can make this a discussion and see where everyone else's head's at. Now a few things I need to say before I get into it, because I feel like once I get into it people are going to completely miss a lot of things. Alright, first off, I'm a Hunter x Hunter fan. Second off, I'm in loving the shit out of the Chimerian arc, okay? That's the other thing that needs to be stated. 3, I like the whole general setup, especially with the recent episode with the whole King and Netero thing. That was great to me. That was awesome on so many levels. I enjoyed the shit out of that. And 4, I have not read the manga, so everything in the anime is new to me, meaning I don't know what comes next. I need to say that so people understand where I'm coming from when I make this one complaint I really have in terms of the anime as of right now. Of the story, actually. This is my one issue with the whole Chimerian arc thing. And there's nothing that's been set up, really. It's really what we're dealing with right now. And that is the Gon and Pitou situation. Now, this might get a little rambly, but just try to stick with me and see if you get where I'm coming from. Okay. So, the general, and as I said, spoilers, so if you're not caught up with the anime, stop watching. Anyway. Okay, so our current situation, if I'm corrected, is that Gon is waiting until Pitou, giving, I think, Pitou an hour, and then she has to heal Kumagi. And after that, this is what I'm iffy about. Okay, here's my thing. And this also kind of goes into the writing aspect too, but as I said, this could be fixed through situations later, but here's my thing. Okay, so Gon is waiting because of the kite thing. Like, the way it originally started was he walked into the room, he was ready to beat the shit out of Pitou and not give a flying fuck. And even when she begged and they went through this little back and forth exchange, he still didn't give a fuck, to be perfectly honest. What made him stop is when Killua brought up Kite. So, and this is where you realize that Gon's rage right now isn't even based on Kite being dead. The reason why I say that is because the reason why he even is agreeing to this hour thing is because he's going to take her back to try to fix Kite. Even though in my mind, and this is just my personal opinion, I believe that man is already gone. I mean, logistically, once a body is dead for too long, brain cells start dying. Even if you revive the body, that brain is shot. And I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Now granted, obviously, no one in the anime has made any reference to this. It's just personal opinion at that point. But we know for a fact that the only reason why he's waiting this out is because after the fact, she'll agree to do whatever he wants. And I believe the two things he's asking for is to go help Kite and then to fight him. The problem I have is I don't know, first off, I don't remember which order that's supposed to be in. And 2, that then kind of makes Gon's rage seem kind of weird. And here's my thing. Gon's rage, I believe, up until that section with Pitou, because he doesn't even really remember it, because that's why Killua has to bring it up, that his rage is built on the fact that she killed Kite, quote unquote. Or at least put him in that state that he saw him in. Okay, so once Killua brought up the reasoning that, well, she can still save Kite, that then brings up the question, why are you two fighting now? And the reason why I say that is because if he's, and granted, as I said, if he's under the assumption that she can save Kite, then why even fight at this point? And see, maybe it's just a rage thing, but even at that point, I'm sitting there going, well, they're gonna fight. That means, by logic standards, no one can die in that fight. That's what this means. That means that if they fight before she sees Kite, because to me, the rage thing won't come full circle until Gon realizes that Kite is dead and he cannot be fixed. Then the rage fight will make complete sense and it'll go in. But as of right now, if they were to do the rage fight right now, it kind of doesn't make sense because in the sense, well, not really not making sense, more along the lines of kind of has no purpose except to watch, and it's essentially fan service at that point. The reason why I say that is because neither one of them can die. Gon has main character immunity, so we don't even expect that character to die. And Pitou, if you kill Pitou, then what's the point? What was the point of him waiting an hour and abiding by abiding by these rules? If one of the things you wanted her to do was save Kai and you proceed to kill her after the fact. Which means if they fight after she heals Kumagi, I'm like, what? And then we also have and I guess the third problem is that we have the whole concept of how do we know she's going to even uphold this promise? Now granted, they've been kind of alluding to this whole thing her and Yuppie have been going through, this personal growth. So I would assume that she would keep her promise. Granted, there's no guarantee for that, but that's my assumption anyway. But even with that being stated, I don't really see it. To me, having him wait story-wise, I felt like it was just Togashi's way of, well, we need to do something with Gon because they can't fight just yet. So we need to do this. Now, obviously, it's not like this entire situation was just for that purpose. I know, obviously, it was the other thing was to separate Pitou from the king and to put in this whole situation. I don't feel like the writing was contrived completely. I just mean this whole concept of having Gon wait for an hour and then us to believe that he's going to keep that same level of rage, even knowing that once she's finished, your goal, one of your goals at the very least, is to take her back to fix Kai. Which then kind of undermines the whole concept of why the fuck are you fighting her right now? Like, are you going to fight her right now and try to kill her? Because Gon is in that level of rage in which you would expect him to murder someone. Like, I don't think anyone would argue that Gon seems angry enough right now that if he had the opportunity, he would murder someone. And let's be perfectly honest, Gon is on some bullshit. I'm not even saying that in terms of writing or anything. I'm just, as a personal opinion, I think Gon is on his bullshit. And see, this would be the moment you would need Killua to step in and say some shit like, Gon, you have lost your fucking mind. But the problem is he bitched Killua out, and then they had that scene right before they went in where Killua wanted to ask him, are they still friends? And even though the answer was kind of obvious to Gon, since he didn't ask the question, he had this sense of doubt in his mind. So when he said that backhanded compliment of, oh, you're lucky, Killua, none of this shit bothers you, Killua's job kind of got fucked up because now he's feeling all types of ways on this nigga. Like, like Gon mind fucked him right now. He can't really focus right now. And I thought that was really good because it shows that everything has a purpose. I thought that was cool. But my problem is that you're expecting me to believe that he's going to keep this rage up for an hour. And this is base. His rage also seems kind of nerfed now. Now, granted, I kind of let it go up until when he raged out when they first walked in. And the reason why is because I think Gon actually forgot that Kite could be saved. I think he had completely forgot that to be a possibility. So up until that point, I felt like all of his rage was justified. Because at that point, I think he believed that Kite was dead. But in this particular sense, now that he's re-aware of the whole she can save Kite, at least in his mind, even though I don't personally believe that, in his mind, he believes he believes that she can save Kite. What are you fighting him for? Because, I mean, let's be perfectly honest. If she fixes Kite in his imaginary mind, what are you mad at? That she caused a minor inconvenience for you? Like, and yeah, I understand this is the Chimera Ant stuff on top of that, but Gon, I'm really sure, at this point, I don't think Gon really gives a shit. I mean, this was the kind of the thing they were alluding to in the future. Even, to me, Knuckle was like an adult parallel to Gon. That Gon is that type of dude that once he starts developing some type of emotional connection towards you, it's kind of hard for him to see you as an enemy, which was the whole problem people thought about when it was like, well, this is the thing Kite brought up. It's like, that's going to be the problem when you fight Chimera Ants. If you holding back and shit, it seems weird. Which at the same time made me question, well, why is it when he was fighting the Meleron's like little lackeys, he was all shonen about it, where he didn't want to kill him, he just threw them in different directions. But when Pitou came in there, he was ready for fucking blood. And to me personally, I feel like what would have been a better show of how little of a fuck Gon gave, and this is just my opinion, is if he had walked in there and it just started wailing on Pitou. No logic behind it at all. Just start wailing on that motherfucker, and at some point try to distract Kumagi. That would have shown how little of his morals he has thrown away. At this point, it's like, so he's angry enough to be the way he is currently, but he's not mad enough to throw away some logic. Like, that's not the rage we need. We need that disturbed rage. Like, he's like, they show him being mentally disturbed, but they don't show him being disturbed enough to not make somewhat rational decisions. So with that being the case, I'm like, so, I mean, we already know how this is going to go. Either she's going to get away and lie, which I don't think is going to happen, but the possibility is there. They're going to fight directly after this, or they're going to leave and go to Kite. If it's the third one, I would rather it be the third one personally. And the reason why I say that is because if the third one comes out and she said, and I expect her to tell him that they can't save him, that at that point wouldn't bother me. Because at that point, his rage will be fully justified. But if you have him fight her now based on the logic of, oh, he's not dead, we can save him, I'm like, well, what are you mad about then? That's what bothers me. It's like you're mad, but you're not, like, it's like angry. And as I said, you can still be mad that he was put in that situation in the first place, but it's kind of like the rage behind seeing someone you care about being murdered is kind of somewhat reneged when you know you can save that person. Like, your rage doesn't, I'm not saying your rage completely goes away, but you're nowhere near as angry as you are. So as disturbed as Gon is right now, it kind of doesn't make any sense because he's running off the knowledge that she can save Kite. So I'm like, why are you as angry as you are now still? Like that's what bothers me more than anything. That's why I said, and then the fact that he doesn't, like, they try to make him seem disturbed, angry, but you kind of, these little things like him being willing to wait, him not even going as far as to be any type of reckless towards Pitou, even if it's like the type of reckless in which he just didn't give a fuck. But it's kind of like, I'm gonna walk in, I don't even remember what he says, I don't even remember the damn episode, all I remember him is staring the shit out of her with these threatening eyes, like we're about to fight or something, some shit along those lines. And I understand the conflicts they presented with the Kumagi situation where it's like, if Gon, and the whole concept is that, you know, once Gon starts seeing them as more than monsters, he's kind of fucked up. Kind of what the parallel was what happened in Knuckle within the same episode, where Knuckle couldn't really fight Poof after that point. Poof? Yuppie, my bad, Yuppie. He couldn't fight Yuppie anymore because Yuppie respected his strength. Here, it's like, he saw Pitou trying to protect Kumagi as if she was the parent and Kumagi was the child, and that kind of fucked with his mind. But to me, to show that how little of a fuck he cares, to me, I don't even want to say Gon has crossed any lines yet. Like, you know how people say, oh, once they cross that line of their morality, people want to say, oh, Gon's done this. No, he hasn't. He might later, but as of right now, he's just angry. And he's still not angry enough, apparently. If you're willing to give these people a break, I'm like, you're not raging that much, but then kind of makes this, it throws out contradicting signals when you have Gon in this disturbed rage mode, but he's doing things that Gon would stereotypically do. Like if this was Gon in a normal situation, then but at the same time you have to remember that I believe Gon is 10 during this, so I guess that makes sense. I don't know. That's that area that bothers me. It's not necessarily bad by any means. I would still say it's good overall, but it's lesser than everything else, and that's what bothers me. It's kind of like getting back 5 tests. You have A pluses on all of them, and you have like an A minus on one. That's how that Pitou Gon situation feels, like an A minus, because you're just kind of like, it's not bad at all. Like, this is still good, but it's just not as good, and that's what's bothering me. So maybe that's just me, but please let me know. And if for you manga readers, don't spoil it, please. For the love of God, don't spoil it. But please let me know if what I'm saying has any bearing on future events. But don't just straight out tell me. Don't ruin the experience, damn it. I hate that shit. But I'm curious to see if anyone feels similar to how I feel. Because I just feel like his rage is somewhat... I'm not saying it's not justified, but it feels kind of unjustified. Because to me, I would equate his rage on something along the lines of maybe like Hollow Ichigo or like fucking like Nine Tails Naruto, where he say fuck morality and he's just fucking attacking. He just has a target and he's going towards the target. And maybe it's not exactly like that, I understand that, but the concept should be the same. That's why his rage seems kind of, I'm not going to say half-assed, maybe like a fourth-assed, a fifth or sixth-assed, because it's like, you're under the concept that she can save him. So why are you still as angry and raged out as you is? At the very least, you should have calmed down a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's just the conflicting emotions inside of his mind. That could be it too. But anyways, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. This has been the Insane Game Freak. That's a game for the win. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.